Don't panic. A cyber attack can certainly be classified as a disaster scenario, and a clear mind is needed to navigate a solution. Once you and your team adopt a problem-solving attitude, you will be able to don't respond to the breach in a logical and organized panic way. Do not pay a ransom. If a cyber attacker demands a ransom, it may be tempting and easier to pay it to regain control of your network, but oftentimes it may lead to future attacks. Only pay a ransom if there is no other way to recover your data. A much easier solution is to invest in an endpoint detection and response solution that can stop ransomware before it can execute it. To address any damage caused by the cyber attack, you will need a capable and experienced response team. Your team should be comprised of its staff members, either contracted or in-house, who will investigate the attack and work to resolve it. HR should be included if your employees have been impacted by the attack. Public relations representatives should be included to best explain the attack to your customers. Always include legal counsel since breaches can have several legal implications. If you have backup servers available and undamaged from the attacks, switch to them immediately. The biggest reason this step fails is that organizations fail to test their data restoration process. If your organization does not have a backup server, avoid the temptation to switch off your servers and workstations. While this may seem to be a viable solution, it will not help to fix the damage. If your organization is hit with a cyber breach, it is imperative that you minimize the number of affected systems. You will need to isolate where the breach occurred and stop it from infections other systems. Once the breach has been suspended, your response team can test other portions of the network to see if they've been compromised as well. Upon investigation, you may find that the damage affects numerous portions of your organization. HR response team members will need to address any impact on your employees if your customers or the public were affected. PR staff will need to control the damage done to your reputation. The attack may even cause legal ramifications, and as such your business's lawyers may need to be involved. As your response team is investigating the attack, ensure that they are documenting both their process and their findings. From this evidence, you will be able to ascertain the vulnerability that allowed the attack to be successful and thus fortify it going forward. The PR members on your response team need to reach out to all clients who have been impacted by the breach as soon as possible for security purposes. Your clients may need to change their passwords or PIN numbers if their private information was compromised. If your team is unable to effectively secure your organization's IT, you may need to partner with an outside cybersecurity company. Outsourcing your cybersecurity needs to a managed security services provider, MSSP, can be cheaper and they are often more effective than most IT teams.